Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel again. I'm Gary and bringing you another content one step at a time. Okay, today talking about something different. One camp of part of Singapore right now, this is the second half June period, has been talking about Core Central, new condos in the Core Central area, namely Great World, because the hype is there. There's 4 plots going to come up in the subsequent quarter leading up to the end of the year. But people might be also unsure or never see this little condo, or not little condo, this little other launch that is coming up. I feel I want to talk about it because it falls into a lot of people's affordability range. It is right next to the MRT. It is for the OCR lovers. It is none other than Springleaf in Upper Thomson area. It's going to be the first condo in that area. As usual, common terms like first mover advantage, so on and so forth. Springleaf, in my memory, is not just the roti prata, but it's a landed enclave actually. Before the MRT is up, it's either we are there, my relative stays there, so I have visited the landed there before. If not, you are probably enjoying the food, the duck rice, the ampang yong tau fu along the area and nothing else. Then again, the government has a very brilliant idea of putting an MRT. That is something that is ever in my mind, crossed my mind before when the MRT wasn't in existence. Is the government going to do something to rejuvenate this area? And interesting fact, my dad's office is just one stop away, is at Targo. It's also an MRT stop on Thomson East Line that is not on the map yet, but the station is ready. So this is how I grew up about knowing about Springleaf area. And of course, my boss also mentioned, if you know of any friend that stays at Upper Thomson, wow, they're a rich kid, because Upper Thomson usually is Lendor or Condo. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today, my Springleaf launch discussion will be split across to several series. Depends on how much information is given from a developer in the next course of next 2 months, and also depends on my energy level. So it takes a lot of energy and time. So if you really enjoy my content, you feel that you can resonate with me, you want to discuss about your upgrading plans with me, you want to reach out and find out more about this Springleaf condominium being the next most affordable condo in the year of 2025, feel free to reach out to me. My contact number is below. If not, just help me to like and subscribe to my channel. I am more than very happy. Okay guys, so today I'm going to talk about is number 1, the location, which I have mentioned briefly earlier, and the land sales details. Number 2, price estimates rough guide versus 2025 new EC transacted price. I think not a lot lah. Some people might miss out. So interestingly, in this segment, you can see that our new EC PSF seems to be creeping up quite substantially. And could it be close to this current launch? Very interesting. Okay, and then of course, what more to expect in the next subsequent series about Springleaf condominium. Okay, so the first one, let's talk about the location, the land sales details. Yes, not much information is given. If you can see from this, is on the Google Earth. Okay, Thomson. This is the Thomson East Line. The exit is over here. The land plot is around this area here. It is parcel B, not parcel A. Okay, parcel A didn't go through. Basically, they have this long stay service apartment component, which doesn't resonate well with a developer, and henceforth it is still available for sale. Okay, I heard from one of my boss's content is that URA probably decides to remove this long stay service apartment, but of course, come on man, in Upper Thomson, North Central area of Singapore, you want to do a long service stay kind of service apartment, I think better to put it in town lah, where it is more suitable for really foreigners or tourists. They want to have a short stay, a bit longer stay in Singapore. They would prefer to be in Zion area, for example. That is taken up already, but not so much, I think, to test it at central north area of Singapore, especially it is there's only landed in that area. There's not even a commercial or any mall in Springleaf itself. The next one is at Lentor. Okay, anyway, coming back. Okay, so how far is it from Orchard MRT? 33 minutes, okay, and 36 minutes to Shenton Way. I think reasonable. And one more key thing is, if I'm not wrong, the per stop distance or time on the Thomson East MRT line is pretty short. So still relatively not too far away. How much the developer paid for this piece of land? over here. The bid is won by Guaco Land Hong Leong joint venture, and they won the bid at 905 per square feet per PPR. Okay, so how are they going to price this piece of land? You can see two different camps, and also interestingly to note that they bought this piece of land in 2024 before November 2024. So if you watch my video about Margaret Drive, I did mention about the lukewarm bidding, the lukewarm participation of land sales before November 2024 and after November 2024. Take for instance, Bayshore, there are 8 bidders post November 2024 versus all the land bids. So if you want to find out more about the comparison, please check out my Margaret Drive video. I did mention about it. Okay, so in my next slide, I'm going to talk about the pricing. Okay, there are certain camps. So one camp that was talking about it, which is on Straits Time, you can do a search 2024. They did mention about the pricing being just slightly under 2000 PSF, probably starting from prices. Of course, gravitating forward now that we are in the finishing the first half of 2025 and having Lentor Central being a very good take-up rate in March period, I think developers might be a bit more confident. And especially if we talk about Guaco Land and Hong Leong, they have a strong hold in Lentor, and I think they can see the results of Lentor, and they are trying to remake this result at Springleaf, because the size of Springleaf, which is around 941 maximum number of units, is almost the size of 2 plots or 2 condos in Lentor area itself. Okay, so let's see how developer decides to do up this condo. There is also a conservation school component that they will take into consideration, and also how do they going to immerse the surrounding nature into this Springleaf condo. I feel very exciting, or something that really looking forward to, and it's not easy to find another new condo that is next to the MRT also, and this presents another opportunity for a lot of OCR or HDB upgraders. Okay, as I mentioned, I want to talk about the price estimates, just a rough estimates or rough guides, but key thing to note is, if you have seen the transacted prices of the new ECs in 2025, I think it will be quite surprising that they already crossed 1008 PSF. If you have not heard me wrongly, 1800 PSF. So if you look at Orel at Tampines, let's compare the EC transacted prices. The highest PSF transacted is 1879, more than 1800 PSF. And at Novo Place, which is in Tengah, also crossed 1800 PSF. So to me, what does this mean as a buyer into a new launch condo? Okay, considering that if Guaco Land is really going to have a starting from price of just below 2000 PSF, I think it is a very good value for sure, no brainer, that you are just 100 or 150 or 200 PSF different from the new EC, and your location is way better next to an actual MRT station that is up and running already. Okay, and also in the OCR region. And of course, I will also talk about in my next subsequent, which I'll mention later also, series on Springleaf, which has a higher capital outlay. Is it to buy a new condo or to buy a new EC? I think this is something that I want to explore in the next content as well. Okay, so coming back, since I mentioned earlier, Straits Time last year, April 2024, they have mentioned that at the price of 905 per square feet per plot ratio, likely can launch at just below 2000 PSF, which is maybe 1009, maybe 1950, or up to 2000. And this is really not a very far off percentage from what I have mentioned earlier about Orel, about Novo Place. Okay, so basically, if especially now that it is a harmonized plot, that means to say we can expect 3-bedroom compact layouts like 904 square feet to be in the price range of 1.7 all up to $2 million. And 4 bedrooms of 1184 square feet, almost 1300 square feet, okay, to be in the range of, I don't think it will be in $2.249 million because right on at Lentor Central, it has already done an average of 2.5. So it should be from the range of 2.5 onwards, or the range up to $3 million depending on the size. And this is I can say this is something that you will not be able to find similar in the market, especially in the post-launch also. So that is why I would definitely feel that this launch is going to be very exciting. Take-up rate, not so sure because there is 900 units. Even if the developer were to sell 50%, that is more than 400 units. I think that is a very excellent result already. And of course, we also don't want developer to sell out fully because why? We also want them to gradually stage up the price, bring up the valuation of the house, and that is where our asset value increases gradually. Okay, so to me, more to expect for Springleaf. Touch on the price, touch on the developer, touch on the number of units. I would say that from the looks of it, it's going to be the next most affordable launch in this area, okay, Central North area, where it is also the only condo right now in Springleaf area. And possibly if the Parcel A wasn't sold this time round again, it's going to be the only condo in Springleaf area, which would get to enjoy the abundance of HDB upgraders that will be coming down from Khatib Chanchurio area. That is going to come down from Sembawang area because of the north-south corridor cutting through Thomson area. Okay, so as I gather more information about this launch, I also, as I mentioned earlier, I'd like to have a deeper discussion on price comparison with Lentor, and also this topic that I also mentioned earlier. Which do you think has a higher capital outlay? Is it a new launch condo like Springleaf, or a new launch EC subsequently down the road? I think this is very interesting. I have done a bit of testing, and I'm going to bring this topic to everyone. Okay, and of course, most importantly, I always ask my upgraders also, if we don't consider this, what is our next better option? If we continue to wait, what's our next better option? So I would believe that this will be an exciting OCR launch to watch out for, because the next two launches are at Faber Walk GRS, which is in Clementi, and Clementi having Alta bringing out a new benchmark price for that area already. I think Faber Walk wouldn't be straying too far away from it, so we won't expect prices to be 2000, 2001 for Faber Walk, likely to be 24 on average, going up to 25. And worse, Bayshore, which the land is bought for more than 1,300 PSF. So likely the launch is also in the range of 27, which is going to be a new benchmark price for the OCR. So being able to map out the future, that is why I feel that guys, if you want something that is of a good value, that you can see future launches that is going to be of a higher price, and then you also want something that is next to the MRT and not too far off from where you used to stay if you are already in the north area. Okay, I think Springleaf is something that is very worth considering, having the attributes of what some of the OCR owners are looking for, except that the area is new, so school might be of a concern to some people, but let's address that in the next video as well. Okay, so that is the end of my first part about Springleaf Upper Thomson area. Stay tuned, I'd like to bring you more information about this new launch, and I hope to take you for the preview as well. Okay, see you in my next video. Bye bye everyone.